It takes decades to build trust, and it takes moments to break trust.
The United States recently came out with a new security strategy doctrine.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Nationwide at 6 on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Ladies and gentlemen, an action-packed show, as I always say, lined up for you. We'll start with the big political relief also in a way for the Gandhis. They have been, in fact, given relief by the court in the National Herald case. The pet peeve, something that the BJP used as one of their weapons to, in fact, hit out at the Gandhi family. An important development in that. I'll get you all the latest details on it. And then we'll, of course, shift our focus to the other big passion of the country, the IPL mega auction, in fact, which are taking place today. Who's been sold? Who are the uncapped players? Those who have gotten a lot of money? Which player started some sort of a war as far as the franchise are concerned? I'll get you all the latest details. We'll be joined by Preeti Daya as well on that. But let's first begin with our top focus here on the broadcast, that is the National Herald case. National Herald has been something of a beating stick used by the Bharatiya Janata Party to hit out every single time anything that the Enforcement Directorate, its sources, would leak about the investigation in this case. Because remember, it's a high-profile case where Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and top leadership of the Congress Party were, in fact, the accused as far as this case is concerned. It has been something which has been, one time and again, been used by the opposition of the Congress Party, the BJP primarily, to say that the top leadership of the family, of the Gandhi family, the top leadership of the Congress Party themselves are the ones, those who are facing corruption charges, and hence, with what face do they accuse the BJP of any sort of misdoing? Now, it's been a big development today, a big relief for the Gandhi families, as a court in Delhi has refused to take cognizance of the Enforcement Directorate's money laundering case against Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and 5 others in the National Herald case. The Rouse Avenue Court, in fact, in its judgment has said that the ED complaint under PMLA is not maintainable without an FIR being registered, noting that the Delhi Police Economic Offences Wing has already filed one. The court also said that it would be premature to rule on the ED's plea at this stage, though the Enforcement Directorate can continue its investigation. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the chronology of all this. It was first the CBI, almost 12.5 years back, which registered a case on the complaint, on a private complaint of Subramaniam Swamy, the former BJP Rajya Sabha MP. His allegations, personal allegations, were taken and investigation was started by the CBI, and then the Enforcement Directorate jumped in. It's very recent that the Delhi police has also registered an FIR in this, where many, in fact, in the legal fraternity would saying possibly an afterthought. But all that, of course, will be for the courts to decide, courts to understand. Now, this has come as a big shot in arm for the Congress Party's top leadership. I want to very quickly at this moment go across and tell you what exactly did the court say while granting this relief, or, the cognizance, not taking the cognizance as far as this charge sheet is concerned of the Enforcement Directorate. Now, Delhi court rejected ED's charge sheet in the National Herald case, and this is being touted as a big relief, optics also now in favor of the Congress Party. Court refused to take cognizance, saying that the Enforcement Directorate charge sheet is not even maintainable. How did the ED jump in without an FIR being filed on it? That's what the court said. The court said the case is based on a private complaint, which is not fair. How can a private complaint, anybody can make complaint against anyone, and without even registering an FIR, how can the Enforcement Directorate, an agency, can jump in on this? The court also, in fact, said that it's premature to educate on the Enforcement Directorate's case at this stage. The court also said the ED may continue its probe in the case because there is an FIR which has been registered by the Delhi police as far as the case against the Gandhi family is concerned in the National Herald case. Both Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, as I said, are, have been charged as far as this case goes. This has been one of the big charge against the Gandhis. Now, after what the courts, in fact, the Rouse Avenue court said on this, the Congress is taking it as a big victory and have also claimed that this is a clear-cut example of how agencies are being used against the opposition. Listen in.
मैम नेशनल हेराल्ड में जो बड़ी राहत मिली है मैम, ईडी के चार्जशीट में संज्ञान लेने से मना कर दिया।
राहत नहीं है, वो न्याय है
जी।
समझे आप?
यस मैम। मैम क्या कहेंगे? सत्य की जीत हुई मैम? प्रियंका जी, मैम सत्य की जीत हुई, आप क्या कहेंगे?
देश ऐसा है कि अंत में सत्य की जीत होती ही है इस देश में।
All right, so this is what Priyanka Gandhi had to say on this big relief. Let me also play out at this moment, or at least put it out for you, what Amit Malviya of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the IT cell chief of the BJP, has said after this is being seen as a big relief when it comes to the Gandhi family. Amit Malviya, in fact, went on to say that the court has opined that since Delhi Police's Economic Offences Wing has now registered an FIR, the ED can make further submissions in the case and not in the one based on the complaint filed by Subramaniam Swamy before the magistrate. FIR makes ED submission under PMLA maintainable and procedurally tenable. So the BJP says, listen, don't jump the gun on this, and don't think that it's all a relief for the Gandhi family. It's just that the Enforcement Directorate has been told what they did is something that they should not have. And now a Delhi police FIR, that is something that the court will take cognizance of. Let me very quickly at this moment to try and understand both politically and legally what this means for the Congress and for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let me bring in Vivek Tankha, Member of Parliament of the Congress Party and also a senior lawyer. And we'll also then go across to Nalin Kohli, of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a lawyer as well, to try and understand both political and legal ramifications as far as this case is concerned. Mr. Tankha, let me begin with you. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on NDTV. The court has not taken cognizance of this case, sir. I want to understand the charge sheet which was filed by the Enforcement Directorate based on the complaint of the CBI and, of course, based on the individual complaint of Subramaniam Swamy. The court says their plea is not maintainable. What does this mean for Rahul and Sonia Gandhi? Both are accused in this case.
It only means that the entire action of ED was without jurisdiction and against the law, which means that the settled law is that there has to be an FIR registered by police to initiate any action under PMLA. That is the settled law. Now, even that settled law was unsettled in this case by filing, by commencing proceedings of PMLA on the basis of a private complaint filed by Mr. Swamy. Now, a private complaint is not an FIR. It's a complaint by an individual. And that was not the law. And the entire hounding operation and the defamatory operation that took place over the years was only to defame Congress Party and the Gandhi family. And now it has come out true. And this is what I call Satyameva Jayate. Justice lives in this country, and justice even lives at the level of magistracy. You know, we normally would look to Supreme Court for big judgments. Now, today, I'm proud of the fact that the trial court in Delhi has shown the right way in a very courageous way.
You know, both the ED and the BJP has been saying that it's an, erroneous judgment and it will be challenged in the higher courts, Mr. Tankha.
This is an option always with the other side, which has lost the case. This is their legal right, so I can't challenge their legal right. But I'm sure even if they go up in appeal, what are they going to achieve? I mean, if the law is that there has to be an FIR, this is what the Supreme Court has said in Vijay Chaudhary's case. And it has been then reiterated in lots of other cases that there has to be a predicate offense. Now, if there is no predicate offense, how did the ED even commence its proceedings? That's the question we are asking. But but there is one issue which I feel I think the court has given its opinion, but I think it seems to be contrary to law, that a copy of the FIR will not be provided to the accused persons. Now that is completely contrary to the criminal jurisprudence that we have known. Now, if you don't give a copy of the FIR to the affected people, then how will they challenge it? How will they go to the next higher court and say this is wrong? And then it's an accusation. Why are you trying to protect that accusation? Keep it confidential. What is confidential about an FIR? The law is in 24 hours. It should be filed. It should give it to the court, and the party affected.
Okay, Mr. Tankar, let me ask you this then. Is there an understanding that because BJP and I just played out what Mr. Amit Malviya of the Bharatiya Janata Party also said, that there is nothing to celebrate as far as the Gandhis are concerned. There is a hearing which is scheduled as far as the FIR which has been registered by the EOW, the Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police. Is there an understanding that this possibly was an afterthought? There was an understanding that the ED could not be on very solid grounds, and hence the Delhi police jumped in right in the end.
This is a complete afterthought. When they realize they are not succeeding before the trial court, I am sure during the course of arguments, this realization must have dawned on them. Even their counsels are well-read counsels. They must have read the Supreme Court judgments. They must not be knowing the law. So this is an afterthought which came to register an FIR. So to revalidate the proceedings which have already taken place. Now, how can you revalidate a proceeding which is based upon no jurisdiction? I mean, that has to end. Now you have registered a FIR. Now, this FIR, the new FIR will have to be judged on its own merits. It can be challenged also. Now, for that, they say, no, it is confidential. It can't be given to you. So, actually, you're turning the criminal jurisprudence upside down. It's not a question of Gandhis. It's also not a question of Congress. This is not the way to hound your political opponents, because today we may be your opponent. Tomorrow, you could be in the same position and we could be the ruling party. Okay. The rule of law must prevail in this country, and somewhere I always feel that police administration also and the investigating machineries, as Supreme Court has opined in Prakash Singh's case, you have to separate that from the hands of the government. Okay. Otherwise, in India, these agencies have become a tool of the ruling party. Now, this is not a good thing.
Can I then, ask you further, sir? And in conclusion, let me ask you this. The Congress today is celebrating, calling it a big relief for Sonia and Rahul Gandhi and your leadership, other leaders, those who were named in this. I remember when the IRCT case came in and the cognizance was taken against Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav and his family. At that point of time, the Congress said it is just a matter of procedure, while the BJP was, in fact, calling it prima facie admission of guilt. Is the Congress reading too much? It is just a matter of procedure. The ED can still come in on the FIR which the Delhi police had registered.
No, but for the last 3, 4, 5 years, National Herald was their biggest red flag against the Congress party. As if the Gandhi family has done some great wrong. And they have taken over properties belonging to AJL. Nothing of that sort has happened. Everything has happened with full consent, with full consciousness. It's a two-company relationship. Nobody is objected to it. No congressman has objected. No AJL person has objected. I don't know how between two consenting parties, a private party can step in and ED can step in.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tankar, for speaking to me at this moment and presenting the Congress side of the story on this, very important issue. Remember, for the last 12 years, wherever anything on this came out, it was a war of words between the BJP and the Congress party. So today, of course, the Congress, in all its right, is celebrating. They are taking this as a stamp that the court does not even think it's fit to, in fact, go into the arguments of this case when it comes to the Enforcement Directorate because it doesn't stand the proper legal grounds. Let me bring you the other side as well. Where is the BJP on this? Nalan Kohli, lawyer, senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is joining me at this moment. Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for speaking to us. Let me ask you, sir, the court today has refused to take cognizance of the FIR filed by the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate based on the complaint of Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, once your own, now of course a pariah. But what do you make of this? Because, you know, the court very clearly, more or less says that the case doesn't stand proper legal ground. Isn't this an embarrassment for the Enforcement Directorate and possibly the opposition, the BJP as well, which was taking this case as a corruption case against the Gandhis?
It's neither an embarrassment for the agencies, nor can I consider it as part of the process, because actually the court has erred and it has not applied its mind to A, the law of the Supreme Court, and B, there's a contradiction in its finding. So let's understand. The ED would always act either on a predicate offense or on a complaint. There's a three-judge bench judgment of the Supreme Court, Vijay Madan Lal Sharma, in 2022 in para 191 clearly says that the ED, before undertaking an attachment, there has to be an FIR or a complaint. Now, a complaint may be a private complaint or another complaint. So therefore, where the judge has erred, and this is certainly going to be challenged by the ED, I expect, as a lawyer, there's erred the judge by saying that, no, you can't take cognizance on a complaint or a private complaint because that is against the law of the Supreme Court in a three-judge bench. The second argument is the contradiction. On one hand, the judge is saying that you can't take cognizance because it's on a complaint. On the other hand, he says that because an FIR is there of the EOW, ED will subsume it. So, I mean, without prejudice, that's a contradiction because if that FIR exists, then both ingredients are there. So I expect the ED to challenge it. That is for the ED to decide and its legality. But more importantly, I'll be surprised if the Congress party doesn't challenge it, because if the argument that it will be subsumed, the ED will subsume the FIR or the FIR of the EOW, then the Congress is in deep trouble. So I don't know what the Congress is celebrating about.
Okay, but you know, the Congress and the opposition is using this as an example of how agencies are being misused, as court even refused to take cognizance. They are saying that, you know, on a private complaint, you have gone ahead and filed this case where the court today says that it doesn't even stand the proper legal scrutiny.
I think that's a convenient political argument. It's not based on law. And more importantly, this is not a discharge. This is not a certificate of innocence. This is a technical point that is bound to be challenged, and there's no reason why that this would not be overturned, as I just explained the law. So, I mean, if the Congress party is so interested in celebrating what perhaps is not even a minor hiccup in the larger context of things, let them celebrate it. But this is not a discharge. They may have a ground to celebrate if there was a discharge, but that seems very difficult given the facts of the AGL case, because the Associated Journal's press case has serious questions about young Indians. The fact that for no money, all assets worth hundreds and thousands of crores gets transferred to an entity controlled by the Nehru-Gandhi family and its close confidants. And in effect, this is funds for public money or public purpose going into a private company, or at least in terms of its control, a completely tightly controlled entity.
But,
so I'm surprised that the Congress party is celebrating
this. But Mr. Kohli, that is for the court to take cognizance. These are the charges that the ED also made, in fact, in this case. At this moment, it stands, nowhere. But let me ask you this. Your opponents are saying, first it was the CBI based on the private complaint of Subramaniam Swamy, then came the Enforcement Directorate on the same complaint, and now, because the the ED or the prosecuting agencies knew that they are on a weak wicket, Delhi police came in later. Multiple agencies being used, FIR now being in fact an afterthought to put pressure on the Gandhis.
Straightforward answers that finally the Nehru Gandhi family members out on bail or not? Have they not faced problems in the income tax case? Have they been discharged anywhere? Is there a certificate of innocence? No. Every one of these questions, the answer is no. So, I mean, what is this about the explanation? The explanation from the Congress party on the AGL or the Associated Journal Press National Herald case is not convincing. Finally, let's put it in a different way. The Congress party is a political party. It's not a bank. Why did it give loans to AGL?
Okay.
I mean, what is it? You collect funds under the Representation of People's Act. You take an income tax exemption, and then you don't use these funds for political purposes, and you transfer it to a newspaper or an organization running the newspaper. Now, you may take the argument, oh, this is very close to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and the freedom movement. So the next question is, can the Congress party issue, for example, a loan to Mr. Rahul Gandhi or Mrs. Sonia Gandhi or Mrs. Priyanka Vadra Gandhi? Because they are, after all, the first family? No. So why then a loan to a company outside the Congress party, and on what basis?
Okay.
And how can you do that when you are getting exemptions under the Income Tax Act, and this is not permitted under the Representation of People's Act? Number two, then why are these loans written off? And three, why are they transferred to Young Indians, which is in effect a Nehru Gandhi family entity?
Those arguments now, of course, will be something that would be in the purview when it comes to the court. You've been, in fact, saying about this, and so has been the Congress party putting their side. But let me ask you, sir, my last question on this. When the court took cognizance of the... Mr. Kohli, if you can hear me, sir.
That is apparent in
Mr. Kohli, if you can hear me, sir.
Order that has been passed by the magistrate, and the revisional court clearly sees that the settle law of the Supreme Court has not been applied. Para 191 of Vijay Madan Lal Sharma.
Mr. Kohli, if you can hear me, sir, when the court took cognizance of the IRCT case against the Lalu Prasad family, the BJP cheered about this and said this is prima facie a statement of their guilt. So when the court refuses to take cognizance in the National Herald case, should that be taken as prima facie innocence for the Gandhis?
You need to understand that eventually the question is, what is the judicial application, the application of judicial mind? And according to me as an advocate, there's been lack of that application in this order. There is apparently and clearly an error in terms of this order of the magistrate being actually against the settled law of the Supreme Court and a three-judge bench. Para 191 is the para, you should lead it or reproduce it in your program of this judgment. And the contradiction that is there in terms of saying that the FIR will get subsumed, the EOW FIR will get subsumed. So therefore, this is 100% going to move into revision. And that, of course, I must point out that the ED is very ably represented by the Additional Solicitor General, Mr. S.V. Raju, who's one of the top criminal lawyers and legal minds of the country.
Okay.
So, I mean, in fairness to say, if an error is committed by the judge, and if that's a source of celebration, good luck to the Congress. But I think the ED has a very, very strong case, and particularly in terms of challenging this order.
All right, sir. It's a matter of perspective. In fact, like you said, if the Gandhis are celebrating today, it was the BJP which was celebrating even with the slightest of the news coming in on this case from the Enforcement Directorate, or whether it was the IRCTC. I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for talking to me on this very important story. I want to move on now to the big political storm which, in fact, has erupted in Bihar after Nitish Kumar, the Chief Minister, was caught on camera pulling. I want to show you this, ladies and gentlemen. Can we zoom in on this? Just here, just come, let the jib come here. There is a woman where the Chief Minister, in fact, is handing over some sort of a certificate to her, but there he pulls her hijab. And this has created a huge political controversy. This was during an appointment letter distribution event for the Ayush doctors. This woman, who is an Ayush doctor, had gone, and Nitish Kumar was presenting her the certificate, where then he gives her the certificate and suddenly then reaches out and pulls the face covering of the hijab. Now, for a lot of people, women, this is extremely offensive. The Chief Minister was seen forcibly putting this down. The Deputy Chief Minister, Samrat Chaudhary, appeared to try and intervene. I mean, they suddenly, I mean, everybody was taken aback, and then they jump in. You will see Samrat Chaudhary, that's Samrat Chaudhary, trying to pull back the Chief Minister. You can also see, Mangal Pandey, that's the Health Minister. All of them in absolute utter shock. The opposition has slammed the Chief Minister and called this act an humiliating and unacceptable. Listen in.
ये अत्यंत ही चिंतनीय और निंदनीय है। आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी की मानसिक स्थिति क्या है, इससे पता चलता है। जिस तरह से उन्होंने एक मुस्लिम महिला के हिजाब को हटाने का प्रयास किया। ये सार्वजनिक मंचों से एक और महिला सम्मान की बात करते हैं, दूसरी ओर महिला का अपमान करते हैं।
इन्हें वीडियो जारी करते रहने दीजिए, जनता इनकी कतई परवाह करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। अब ये हास्यास्पद जो इनके तौर तरीके हैं उसको जनता ने पहले भी नकारा है। अब तो 25 पर आ गए तेजस्वी जी, अगली बार 5 भी आएंगे कि नहीं पता नहीं।
Now, this is not the first time when something as awkward and in fact embarrassing as this has happened with the Chief Minister of Bihar. And this, remember, in the run-up to the election was a big hot potato as well, political hot potato. Let me just give you some past instances. Look at this. In May 2025, Nitish Kumar puts a flower pot on the head of an officer. It was all fine, jokes around, but this is a very important thing. What is happening? It's a pattern. He was laughing during the national anthem, talking to the officer there who was absolutely uncomfortable. Look at this. You will see in this, Nitish Kumar is the only one not paying attention. And in fact, the officer points out, sir, national anthem is on. But Nitish Kumar carries on laughing, joking and doing what he is. Apart from that, there have been instances where in November 2025, he was seen touching feet of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who, in terms of the age, is younger than Nitish Kumar. And then, of course, earlier, in October 2025, an awkward video call with the Prime Minister where the Chief Minister of Bihar keeps folding his hands, saying Namaste even after the Prime Minister is off the screen. Continues. And then, of course, in the election campaign in October, he garlands a woman candidate. He's been stopped by his close aides. But even then, he goes on and does that. All these things point out to a pattern, ladies and gentlemen. And that is something that was spoken in the elections of Bihar ad nauseum. Is the Chief Minister of Nitish Kumar to the absolute best of his capacities? We leave it to these videos and for you to make your own opinion. With that, we're slipping into a short break, coming back with much more on the other side. Stay tuned.
They ruled the world. Won 1 billion hearts. Now, meet the champions who made the nation proud. The Indian women's cricket team at the NDTV Indian of the Year. The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area.
North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They're now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to do.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arun, NDTV.
What does Sufism mean to you?
Sufism is about love. Higher ideals are more fascinating than normal love song or anything. Talk about Khwaja Mere Khwaja, Kun Faya Kun. It's all about higher ideals. I'm bringing the same spirit to Delhi. So book your tickets from District app. See you Delhi.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
I just feel very privileged in the film industry, an industry that I'm extremely proud of.
I'm honored to receive this prestigious award.
I feel overwhelmed that the NDTV has chosen me for this very special award.
Thank you so very much. This means a lot to me.
It's a great honor and a great privilege.
Really blessed to get this, and I'm really happy.
This is one of the few moments I'm going to be humble, so please record this properly, guys.
आज का दिन सबसे पहले जो फुट सोल्डर्स जो प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स जो टीम है उनको सेलिब्रेट करने का है.
And the NDTV Indian of the Year Award 2025 goes to
NDTV Indian of the Year 2025, 19 December, New Delhi. Ideas, inspiration, impact.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
She stepped into the unknown and delivered a performance India is talking about. Meet the audacious Janhvi Kapoor at NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Namaste, India. As you all know, I've been traveling around the world with my music. But this one is truly special. Something that's India. You all must have seen the magic that was created in
And welcome back again, and this time I'm not alone. My colleague Preeti Daya is also with me here. And Preeti, it's that time of the year when we are talking about cricketers and a multi-billion-dollar industry which is raining in moolah on them.
Absolutely. We're talking about the IPL auctions. This time, Ankit, it is the mini auction. It's not the mega auction. And in any mini auction, like every time, eyes are set on the uncapped Indian players.
Wow.
How much moolah can they make from the purses of the, the owners of IPL teams? And that's what we saw on this day as well.
So basically, uncapped Indian players, for the benefit of our viewers, are the ones who have not worn the Indian jersey, not played for Team India
so far.
Till now. I mean, of course, many from the IPL have got that opportunity, and many would be hoping in this IPL, they are the star performers, and then there is way for them in Team India. But tell us, Preeti, what have been the highlights? Who are those uncapped players that you are talking about, those who have really zoomed into the stratosphere of big money?
No, and in fact, today is the day when we really bring into the light the fact that there are some players who have been playing consistently at the domestic level, especially the state T20 leagues. And the likes of Prashant Veer and Karthik Sharma, both of whom have been picked up for 14.2 crore rupees, and both by CSK, are the living example of what domestic cricket can do for you. This is the highest ever IPL salary for any uncapped player, Ankit.
14.20 crores. I'm hoping there should be an auction for the anchors as well. Possibly we'll also pay. Our prices will also go up after that. But, for Kashmir also being represented, I mean, Aqib Dar,
going to Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals.
Yes, going to Delhi Capitals for 8.4 crore rupees. And in fact, he was one of the first ones from uncapped players list who was picked up with that kind of prize money coming for him, more than 8 crore rupees. There's Mukul Chaudhary as well, who's been picked up by LSG for 2.6 crore rupees. And of course, there's Naman Tiwari, again LSG bagging him for 1 crore rupees. These are some of the players who are uncapped, but they have now become crore-patis.
Absolutely. And it's so heartening to see many of them who come from backgrounds, from struggles and their story, and suddenly this big pay packet comes to them. Let's listen in to what Aqib Dar's family, in fact, had to say after his successful, in fact, crore-pati debut in this IPL.
मैंने देखा ये ठीक रास्ता है, ये बच्चा इससे बढ़ गएगा नहीं, तो फिर मैंने इसको फुल सपोर्ट किया है।
तो कितनी उम्मीद थी आपको कि
उम्मीद तो थी मुझे कि इसे बहुत मेहनत की है। पूरे नारवाब की खुशी है, पूरे बारामूला डिस्ट्रिक्ट की खुशी है, पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर की खुशी है। लड़कों को इसको देखकर खेलना चाहिए, जैसे आकिब ने भी खेला है, इससे पहले भी खेलता था, आज भी खेला है। हमें उम्मीद थी, पूरी उम्मीद थी ये सिलेक्ट हो जाएगा, इंशाल्लाह हुआ।
अल्लाह का शुक्रगुजार है कि अल्लाह ने इनको इस मुकाम पे पहुंचाया। सबसे ज़्यादा इसकी खुद की मेहनत है। अगर इसकी जर्नी की बात करें तो इसकी जर्नी वहाँ से स्टार्ट हुई जहाँ पे ग्राउंड ही नहीं था। तो स्ट्रगल यहाँ पे हम खुल के बोल सकते कि स्ट्रगल कितना किया होगा बंदे ने, लेकिन इस बंदे ने कभी अपना पैर पीछे नहीं किया, हमेशा आगे बढ़ता गया।
Well, Akib Dar there, Ankit going for more than 8 crore rupees, and of course this all-rounder from Baramulla in Jammu and Kashmir was was amongst the first uncapped players to go for that kind of money. Let's bring in Rika Roy as well. Our colleague joins us now from the newsroom. And Rika, essentially first let's start talking about these uncapped Indian players, the likes of Prashant, Karthik, Akib. This is the day when they really have impressed everyone because they've been doing well in domestic circuit. Now to get rewarded with that kind of contract for IPL, really, this is what every player is aspiring for these days.
That's right, and when we talk about domestic cricket, we'll have to zoom in not just on Ranji Trophy, but the recently concluded Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as well, in which most of these youngsters performed phenomenally, and particularly I'll have to talk about Prashant Veer. He's had a very, very good season. He played 6 matches in 7 days, giving very high returns for his team. He's an Uttar Pradesh all-rounder, and he had also in the middle of Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, he went for the CSK trials, and they see him as a like-for-like replacement for Ravindra Jadeja, a left-arm orthodox spinner and a left-arm batter as well. Well, he's a very, very young chap, 20-year-old. He has a really long way to go to become Ravindra Jadeja, even though his fielding skills are as smart as Jadeja's is. But of course, CSK thinks of, this is a long time investment in this young boy, and not just him, but Karthik Sharma also, wicket-keeper batsman, and MS Dhoni will have a young boy to groom this season. Thala is is going to be
where,
on
Rika, I have to ask you, Rika, CSK picking both these youngsters, one 19 years of age, the other one 20, both of them going for more than 14 crores to CSK. Are they breaking away from their experience-first philosophy by investing in these youngsters?
Well, you see, this has always been a call for CSK to invest in youngsters and look at them over a long period of time. When they brought in Ravindra Jadeja, you could say that was also their philosophy. Yes, for the last few years, they have not gone big on investing in young guns and investing as much in youngsters. But yes, this year, probably this was a part of their strategy, and they have clearly played according to that strategy to pick at least these 2 young boys for a premium sum.
Before and then, of course, there are these foreign players as well, those who have triggered almost a race, a money race to get them. But I just want to understand, Preeti, from you, the auction also gives you a sense of what the team's mindset and the preparation for the upcoming season is.
Absolutely.
What possibly is their strategy? Where are those gaps that they are trying to fill with these players, isn't it?
No, and more than that, Ankit, what gives you a real idea into the insights of all these teams and their strategies is the purse that they are coming with when they reach the auction table. So KKR had the highest purse, more than 64 crores. The second highest was with the CSK, Chennai Super Kings, around more than 40 crores. So these were the 2 teams who were looking to fill major gaps, and they've had major uthal-puthal, if I were to use that word, in their squads, from last season. They are breaking away from some sort of legacy. Something like a CSK is looking for era beyond MSD, beyond Dhoni, who else? So that's why we see them investing a lot and going for the big bucks on the auction table.
And KKR did not have a good season last time. They must be hoping that with their new buys, there is some firepower and all those things come in so that they can propel this one. But let's just talk about the foreign power, the foreign players, those are coming in. Who are the big ones, Preeti, this time?
And that's the lead that I was looking for, actually. You spoke about KKR. KKR have the big bucks, and they have invested in the foreign players. Cameron Green becomes the costliest overseas player in the history of IPL. He has gone to KKR for 25.2 crore rupees. In fact, his bid is a world record amount for any overseas player in any franchisee in terms of competition that we get in T20 leagues across the world. The second big purchase for KKR is Matisha Pathirana, the Sri Lankan fast bowler, going for 18 crore rupees. And the interesting part, I want to really go across to Rika for this one. There's David Miller as well, but I think he was more of a steal really for the team that got him, because it wasn't much for 2 crores. Rika, I want to come to you. You know, Pathirana and Cameron Green, both of them getting the big bucks from their team KKR. But even Cameron Green, I'm told, will get only 18 crore to take home. What happens to the rest of the money and why?
Well, that's an interesting IPL rule, and Preeti, I must say, having seen the league over the last 18 years, and this is going to be the 19th season, the league has evolved to the extent that now they're not just thinking about the league, but future star development. And you've asked me why will Cameron Green get only 18 crore rupees, because that extra money beyond 18 crore rupees is going to go to a player development fund that will be routed through the BCCI. It is a cap on the salary cap that has been put on overseas professionals. It is according to the highest retention, which means that the highest retention price before the auction was 18 crore rupees. That is as much as a franchise could pay to an overseas professional. That was a rule that was set by IPL and discussed by the franchisees before moving into this auction, which is why Cameron Green will only get 18 crore rupees and the rest of the money will be given for player development.
And I thought our pay slips are the confusing ones, where it seems that you're making a lot of money but very little is coming home. But I just want to very quickly talk to you about, were there surprises? Were there some players that you were hoping that would be sold, which have not been sold, remained unsold this time?
Absolutely. There were some big surprises as well. Now, on day one, what happens, Ankit, is that these players whom you're seeing on screen, they are the big shockers. You know, I will be pulling them up one by one. Jake Fraser-McGurk, he was hailed as a generational talent by Saurav Ganguly in 2024, and he has gone unsold. Prithvi Shaw, second season in a row for him that no IPL team has shown interest in this person who was once the talent of the country, and his base price was only 75 lakh rupees. Then there were the likes of Sarfaraz Khan, who's been doing a lot of hard work on his fitness and making statements in domestic cricket as well. He's gone unsold. Akashdeep, despite various teams needing a fast bowler in their lineup, was not sold despite base price of only 1 crore rupees. There's Rahul Chahar, a promising spin all-rounder. He hasn't gone to any team. Rachin Ravindra was a big surprise to me because he has played, sort of, let's say, a modest season for CSK, but he was a talent. Liam Livingstone is the biggest surprise of the day, because along with Cameron Green, this English all-rounder was supposed to be taken today, because there are teams who will need all-rounders, and they were all talking about how Liam Livingstone really fills the gap. He is a global T20 league all-rounder who appears in various franchises, various franchises across the globe. He was not picked up.
Do they Johnny have another chance?
Yes, they do have a chance, and that's where we would say that it's big shocker of day one. They will all come back again. Chances are they might be picked up, they might not be picked up. So these are some of the things that these players will also be keenly looking forward to. But Ankit, at this point in time, we are also joined by LSG owner, by Mr. Sanjeev Goenka. Let's go across to him and ask him. Mr. Goenka, first of all, thank you so much for joining us on NDTV. Good evening.
Wonderful, it's gone superb. Our prime target was to get 2 international bowlers of quality and repute. One, an international established pacer. One, an international quality spinner. We managed to get Hasaranga and Nokia. Our 3 targets were Pathirana, Nokia, Hasaranga. We got 2 of the 3. So that was the prime objective that we had come out with. So we've done very well. In addition, we managed to get Mukul Chowdhury, who was a power hitter, and we add him to the list of Himmat Singh and Abdul Samad that we already have. We've got Naman Tiwari, who's a brilliant pace bowler. We already have a battery of pacers, but Naman gets added to that list now. So and last season, it was our bowling which let us down. Our batting was good. We scored 2,700 runs, which is the highest probably that any IPL team has scored in the history of IPL. So we've strengthened our bowling. We took Shami on an outside purchase from SRH a couple of weeks ago. So I think the team looks complete and fully balanced now.
Yeah, Mr. Goenka, very much so, because, last time, like you mentioned, your team had major gaps in bowling department. Getting Enric Nokia and Vanindu Hasiranga for just 2 crore rupees, would that be like a steal deal for your team?
Yeah, we did. Really lucky.
Yeah, you got really lucky there, sir, and you have filled the gaps. Quickly, sir, if I could ask you about LSG's strategy from here on, what would that be?
We had bid a fair bit for Pathirana, but we didn't have the purse to go beyond what we bid.
Yeah, so Pathirana, there was a lot of competition amongst various franchisees, but like I asked, what would be your strategy from here on?
LSG's strategy is going to be powerful batting with aggressive bowling.
Mr. Goenka, from your side, any message to LSG fans? Should they hope to lift the title this time?
Every team in the IPL goes for the trophy, right? So saying it is like a rhetoric, but yes, we want to desperately win the trophy. We've got a good team. Now it's for the team to perform on the field.
That you would be looking out for in this season?
It's like asking a father to pick between different children. How is that possible?
No, I understand it's a difficult question. Still, you might have 1 or 2 favorites.
I have 2 children and 2 spouses. If you were to ask me, who's my favorite? I have 4 grandchildren. Who's my favorite? I don't know.
Okay, sir, my final question to you now, following the lead on day 1, what's left for you in this auction?
We're done. I mean, we've got 23 players. You can have 25. So yes, we have a couple of slots to fill, but we're basically done.
All right, there you go. LSG owner, Mr. Sanjeev Goenka there. And like he said, Ankit, we are done. I think we are almost done here as well.
Absolutely, but it's so interesting. He's one of the owners who have also made so much news apart from his team as well. But it's fantastic to get him, Preeti, on the day of the auction. As Preeti is here, let me promise you all the action right from the auction to, of course, when the IPL begins. Everything, cricket, the World Cup, so and so forth, everything here. This is your one-stop destination. Preeti is going to bring you all the excitement and the latest gossip from every team, their strategy. All is packed here on NDTV. At this moment, that's all from us. Thank you so much.
You applauded the performance. Now meet the actor who defined it. Vicky Kaushal at the NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Watch Rahul and me on his great show, Walk the Talk. Coming soon, only on NDTV.
A sensational debut. New heartthrob of a new India. Ahan Pandey at NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
A transformation you witnessed. Now, meet the force behind it. Jai Shah at the NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Other opposition parties. They argue, I conclude.
They deflect. I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Very warm welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm joined by one of the world's top foreign affairs gurus, Fareed Zakaria. Welcome.
It takes decades to build trust, and it takes moments to break trust.
The United States recently came out with a new security strategy doctrine.
In this moment of extraordinary power and dominance, Trump's vision of America in the world is to retreat, to shrink, to shed its influence, make America a regional power again. For 80 years, it's been a global power. We want to be a regional power.
They ruled the world. Won 1 billion hearts. Now, meet the champions who made the nation proud. The Indian women's cricket team at the NDTV Indian of the Year. The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right, Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. They're now India's smallest, but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when
Welcome back. It has been a day of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's power drive, where when in Jordan, on his official tour, he was driven around by the Prime Minister of Jordan, and the special drive, in fact, was to the museum, a Jordanian museum. And then in the evening, when the Prime Minister reached, in fact, Ethiopia, the Nobel laureate, Nobel Prize winning Prime Minister, Ethiopian Prime Minister, drove Prime Minister Narendra Modi right from the airport for the formal functions there. So, the Prime Minister being driven around by the leaders of the world.
What does Sufism mean to you?
Sufism is about love. Higher ideals are more fascinating than normal love song or anything. Talk about Khwaja Mere Khwaja, Kun Faye Kun. It's all about higher ideals. I'm bringing the same spirit to Delhi. So book your tickets from District app. See you, Delhi.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
I just feel very privileged in the film industry, an industry that I'm extremely proud of.
I'm honored to receive this prestigious award.
I feel overwhelmed that the NDTV has chosen me for this very special award.
Thank you so very much. This means a lot to me.
It's a great honor and a great privilege.
really blessed to get this, and I'm really happy.
This is one of the few moments I'm going to be humble, so please record this properly, guys.
आज का दिन सबसे पहले जो फुट सोल्डर्स, जो प्रिजाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स और जो टीम है उनको सेलिब्रेट करने का है.
And the NDTV Indian of the Year Award 2025 goes to
NDTV Indian of the Year 2025, 19 December, New Delhi. Ideas, inspiration, impact.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
She stepped into the unknown and delivered a performance India is talking about. Meet the audacious Janhvi Kapoor at NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Namaste, India. As you all know, I've been traveling around the world with my music. But this one is truly special. Something that's India. You all must have seen the magic that was created in Kun Faya Kun. Now it's your chance to experience it with me. So book your tickets from District app and together let's create harmony of hearts. See you, Delhi.
You applauded the performance. Now meet the actor who defined it. Vicky Kaushal at the NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Watch Rahul and me on his great show, Walk the Talk.
Coming soon, only on NDTV.
A sensational debut. New heartthrob of a new India. Ahan Pandey at NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
A transformation you witnessed. Now, meet the force behind it. Jai Shah at the NDTV Indian of the Year 2025.
Other opposition parties.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. Stop. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Very warm welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm joined by one of the world's top foreign affairs gurus, Fareed Zakaria. Welcome.
It takes decades to build trust and it takes moments to break trust.
The United States recently came out with a new security strategy doctrine.
In this moment of extraordinary power and dominance, Trump's vision of America in the world is to retreat, to shrink, to shed its influence, make America a regional power again. For 80 years it's been a global power. We want to be a regional power.
They ruled the world. Won 1 billion hearts. Now, meet the champions who made the nation proud. The Indian women's cricket.
Hello
hello and welcome to the Southern View. Lots lined up on the show this evening with Vasudha and me. Namaskaram, namaskara, baunara, nallarikingla.
Welcome, Vida, and namaskar to all our viewers. Our special focus on the face-off in the Parliament over replacing the Manrega with the VBG Ramji bill and the pollution in the national capital. But first up, the headlines.
10 days after they fled India post the tragic Goa nightclub blaze, the Luthra brothers are brought back to New Delhi. They will now be interrogated by the Goa police in the case.
There's a big boost for the Gandhis in the National Herald case and a blow to the ED. A Delhi court refuses to take cognizance of Enforcement Directorate's money laundering case. ED will also challenge special court's order.
Bihar Chief Minister